So I would love us all to go around and just, introduce ourselves a little bit since we have a new member, Deb. And also like don't go back to your birth, but the key moments. And then just a little bit about how you're doing today, how you're doing this week with everything going on in the world and in your life. And then we'll just move on to the next person. And then after that, we'll get started on everything. So let's start with you, Deb. Let's put you in the hot seat. Get it over with. Rip the band-aid off. I'm so
I
glad
can't,
you're here.
I can't go back to my birth. Thank you.
You can. You're special if you want to.
I, I was born free, literally. um, I, my name is Deb. Um, I am I am in the very red state of Fargo, North Dakota. Um, I've been I've been following you, Lisa, for quite a while. Looking for community. I'm just really trying to put myself around a lot of positive. There's so much, what we're all going through right now, and trying to keep myself um, aligned properly. And I found that some of the people, even after um, the election and everything that we went through, and some of the people I was hanging with turned out to be not so positive for me either, right? And so as we grow as people, we we just kind of have to keep finding the right spaces to be in. Um, but I am career. I am. I've spent my entire life in healthcare. I put that in my bio. But really, I just love people. I'm a healer, intuitive, Reiki master. But really, I just love people and I love helping. And just, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. And I'm excited to get to know everybody and have some great connections and just be part of, positive community. So anyway,
Awesome. Thank
something,
you. I'm
something,
so happy you're here.
Lisa, thank you. And I have to tell you this, Lisa. My daughter last night says to me, and I've never said this to anybody. And my daughter said to me, you know how I've been kind of a little bit confused as to the groups and what's going on and trying to decide what I'm going to do. And I just remember I told you I was confused.
Yeah.
My daughter said to me last night,
What?
mind you, I'm soon going to be 65 years old, right?
Hmm.
Um, my daughter said to me, Mom, do you think you have ADD?
What'd you say?
Do you think you have ADD? And I just started to laugh, and I'm like, why do you say that? And he started describing me, and I just laughed, and I'm like, I have never said that to anybody, but actually, honey, I've considered it.
I know we're starting to realize all of us probably have it to some degree, but I think it's
Yep,
a superhero power for when the change
yep,
happens. But
yep,
right now
exactly.
it's hindering and it's hard, but
So, anyway,
good.
hi, everybody.
Hi.
Hi, Deb.
Whoa.
Nice to meet you.
So
Good
nice.
to meet you.
Um, did anyone, I just thought about something. Did anyone talk to Anne today? Was she going to come? I thought she'd be here.
She put a message in the text thread saying she had to take a call she was expecting and she wouldn't get to be on.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, good. I'm glad we're recording then. Okay. Well, Debbie, why don't you go next since your box is lit up?
Well, I want to say, first of all, welcome to Deb. It's nice to have another Deb in the group. And I answer to either Deb or Debbie. Sometimes people call me Deborah, and I answer that. But when people called me Deborah as a young kid growing up, that meant, oh, I'm in trouble.
Yep.
So I don't usually go by that. And it's exciting to hear that you are a Reiki master. So am I. So it's nice to have another Reiki person in the group, and that's awesome. I am very uh, good this week. For 2 days, Lisa, you were telling us about sleeping those 2 days for like 12 hours. And I did that too. Well, then 2 days later, I didn't sleep very good at all. And I know the Schumann chart was crazy and wild for the last 2 days. So it could have something to do with that. Also, big shout out to Lisa because Venia, one of my favorite psychics, gave her a big shout out on her video today and telling people you should check her out. So I wanted
Thank
to
you.
say congratulations, Lisa.
Thank you.
And I'm just always excited to be here and learn with you all. I love this group, and if I have to miss it, it really makes me sad because y'all are my people.
Yes, exactly. And it's so nice to have, a group that we're getting to know each other. Like we really know each other a lot more now. And like it goes deeper than just wherever you can go with social media. You know what I mean? Like you have the people that you see on TikTok or YouTube, but it's better if you can like meet off and like go deeper and also not have to use code words. It's just
Right.
so healing. I'm so glad you're here,
Yes.
Debbie. And yeah, we have 3 Reiki masters now, right? Because there's Anne, Deb, and Debbie, and then Lupe does crystal healing. So let's go to Lupe next. Take
That's
it
really
away,
cool.
Lupe.
Okay, take it away. Hi Deb. Welcome to the group. I'm gonna say most of us have our what do you call them? What do you call them? OGs. You know, we're part of the original when Lisa started her Sky Cafe. We just had an anniversary. Late February, early March. I think most of us, some of us, I would say majority of us signed up, but it's been um, such a wonderful group of people here that if you're looking for that group out there and you don't know where to, you just don't know, should I start here, should I start there? I myself did join a few groups before Lisa's group, and I was kind of on the fence. I don't know if you were, but I was kind of on the fence because I had been kind of like, do I really want to join another group and then jump out because they're not my people? But you know what? This is so 100% like this is my people. These are my peeps. And I feel we share so much about each other. And like Lisa said, it goes beyond just, knowing each other's social media. We haven't met in person or anything, but we feel like we've grown very close, all of us. So anyway, about me, let's see. Okay, yeah, I do crystal healing. I do stuff with crystals and um geez, I knew about Lisa way before even the election. So I started her maybe a little bit longer just because I liked her filters and her sprinkles and stuff back in the day. And lately I've been feeling how have I been feeling really tired. I don't know if it's the time change. For most of us that's felt it, I've been so exhausted. Today I could bear. I went to. I worked during the day, but I went to the office and I could barely keep my eyes open. I was so tired. So hopefully this will wear off in a week or so, and I'll feel better. And that's it. Oh, and I live in Northwest Indiana, right outside Chicago.
Wait, I thought I was your first group. I'm
I
just kidding.
no, I joined.
No, I'm
I
joking.
told you, Lisa. I told
Yeah.
you that.
No, I know.
Yeah,
I'm just kidding.
and that's why I was kind of like,
Yeah. Oh, I'm so excited, Joanne. You're here. Yay.
Yay.
Another new person. Hi, Joanne. I don't have my camera on right now, obviously. It's for good reason. I'll see you next time. But okay, we're just going around introducing ourselves because we have a new member, Deb. And then I want to get to Joanne. Joanne joined the Sky Cafe, you guys, before I was on TikTok. Like I used to have a Sky Cafe version that was more tech related because I hadn't really come out of my spiritual shell yet. So I wasn't sure yet like how I don't know. I just wasn't sure how it's all going to work. So I was still talking about spiritual concepts, but I made the emphasis more like tech focused in social media and stuff like that for spiritual people. And so she's like, oh, gee, like the, and so she sent me a message because
Oh.
she, yeah, I was so happy. And then you sent me a message because you saw one of my posts on Instagram. See, my spirit told me to start posting over there. And I was like, why? And it's like, just do it. So I'm really glad you're here. And I wasn't sure if you're going to come. So I'm happy to see you. Lupe, so glad you're here. Deb, so glad you're here. And let's go to you. Are you nervous? I always hated this part whenever I was in a group. I was like, oh, I don't want to talk about myself. Christine, let's go to you.
Well, hello, Deb and Joanne. Welcome. This is the best thing that I've ever done for myself in the past few years is finding this lovely group of people. And I feel you, Deb, after, like the election and stuff, and people start like coming, like dropping out of your life and stuff because you just don't share the same, spirituality path as they do. So you have to make your new family and friends. And that's what we did here. And by the way, I didn't hear Joanne's voice yet, but yeah, yeah. But Deb, you have the most calming, beautiful voice. So you do Reiki, so yeah, that your voice is really calming. But I don't know. So I'm an animal person, like most of us are in here, but I do TNR and I have a cat rescue and I love all wildlife and animals. But I've noticed lately I have 20 cats right now, and 7 of my 20 cats, they just like quit eating to where they're like nibbling. Everything else is fine with them, like they're acting normal and everything. So, I'm just wondering, like, because animals are the first to kind of maybe feel the upgrades and stuff like that. So I'm just curious. I know that Iris said that her dog wasn't eating for 2 days. So just wondering, I don't know, who knows? Maybe there's something going around, or maybe that's, something more spiritual. But anyway, so thank you for listening.
Sorry for the pause. I'm trying to find the unmute button and it's just awkward on a phone. Thank you, Christine. Yeah. So, um, my dogs are acting more hyper, but definitely not eating. So I guess maybe that's a thing at my household. We eat when we're stressed out. So I don't know. I can't relate to the whole I forgot to eat. Like, I don't know. I'm not part of that world. Um, but yeah, awesome. Thank you. I'm so glad you're here. Okay, Crystal.
Hi.
Hi. Oh, and Christine's in Michigan, by the way. Okay, go ahead, Crystal.
Hi.
Hi.
Nice to meet everybody. I don't know what to say. I know you guys always know what to say, and I'm always like,
Okay, I know. I'll start you off. Crystal is an advanced alien. Okay, very advanced, and this is her first time as an incarnate on Earth. And so she's a mom, and she's a wonderful, loving mother and wife. But then she's now realizing she's actually very powerful with crazy, like, I don't even know what, a mission that we don't know what it is yet, but it involves some mathematical grid work or something, right? Can you explain a little bit about that?
yeah. I don't need to work on it. I don't know. I've been so distracted right now. Because my son's girlfriend, he got her from New York back to here, back to Utah, and then they decided to get married today.
What?
So yeah.
Oh my
What?
gosh. Are you kidding?
Congrats to him.
So
Congratulations.
yeah, it's all happening really fast, and I'm trying to get used to having like another person live here, and then I forget that there's a cat living down in the basement, and I'm always like, what is that?
Oh my God.
So yeah, we've been a little bit distracted. I haven't been working on my stuff, but I want to. I keep saying, hey, I got to get back into everything. So
You will. All that stuff that's happened, every single thing that happens in our lives is it's all part of it. So even things that seem unrelated are part of it. So you will.
yeah, I want to get back into the automatic writing. I want to figure out my stuff. Just, yeah, refocus somehow.
Good. All right, good. Well, I'm very happy that you're here. And I say the alien thing lovingly. I think you're I know it sounds like a weird thing to say
I
about
know it
someone, but
does, right? I
I
mean,
feel
it's
like with
weird
this
to me
group,
too,
I
right?
get it. Yeah, I feel like you're like some of the stuff you see and you do. She does automatic writing. It's really powerful and it's like really impressive. And there's some examples of her automatic writing in the Circle app. So if you ever want to check it out, just like when you're in there, search automatic writing, I think, because I used to have a whole space for it, like a section, but I switched that out to make the text thing. So I put all of our automatic writing in Cloud Chat. So check it out. It's very interesting.
So is that where you post future reference if I ever decide to post more?
Yeah, just post it in there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm so glad you do that because you've opened a lot of us up to that. And I used to kind of do a version of that. And so when you were talking, a part of me was like kind of going, oh yeah, I can do that. And then I tried to do it and I could not do it. It was like my head, I'm way too much in my head. And I realized I'm gonna have to work at it. Like you told me you worked at it too, right? For you to get to that point.
Yeah, I mean, I surprised myself. I mean, but yeah, it definitely took me some time. Like in the beginning, I didn't even know what I was really writing until I sat down and went through it. And then eventually it just, I don't know, it's like one day it just clicked.
Mm,
And then I couldn't keep up anymore.
that's awesome. I love that.
So, yeah.
And you have really incredible handwriting too. Like I
Oh,
would never be able to. If I did automatic writing with pen and paper, it would look like a prescription from a doctor. It would just be unreadable. Like I don't know. Anyways, okay. Well, thank you for introducing yourself. I'm totally like shocked about your son, but like, wow.
yeah, I know. It's definitely all of an adjustment for sure.
She seems like she's very like she's bringing this life into his life. Don't you think? Like this light energy.
Yeah, I mean, he really needed somebody. He really did.
Yeah.
I think this will help turn him around. Give
Good.
him hope, give him something like a purpose,
Yeah.
get him out of that funk of, oh, I have no purpose. I'm not married. I have no life.
Yeah. See how
So,
women bring life into people's lives? I mean,
mhm.
we're amazing.
And I get along with her better than I get along with the other one, my other daughter-in-law. So,
Oh, good. That's good. Good.
so yeah, I mean,
She
and she
seems
is
like
living
she's more
here.
like you too, so that's good.
Yeah, she is.
Okay, good. Well, thank you. Okay, Mickey, you're next. Are you ready or do you want me to go to Ben?
Oh, I just gotta figure out how to touch a button.
I know. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. Hi, my name is Mickey. I live in Oklahoma because I moved here for work and it was very inexpensive to live here, and then I couldn't afford to leave. And so I'm here. And I don't want to be here, but here I am. Um, I am 59 and 9/10 and 60 in a couple months, which I'm trying to acclimate to. Um, I am not married, and I have a husband. Is that what they call him? I have a gay husband named Robert, who is my roommate, and sometimes my teenage son. Depends on what's going on at the time. Um, I we collectively have 4 dogs and some cats, and I forgot how many now off the top of my head. And sometimes they're quiet, most times they're not. So we'll see how that works out. Um, I had a career in the telecommunications industry for about 30 years. And after several companies and many layoffs, the last time I was laid off about 4 years ago, I thought maybe I could sort of retire and just work part time. And that didn't quite work out the way I thought it was going to. So I'm trying to figure out what my next career act will be. And for now, I'm working at Lowe's and I work in contractor sales, which is a whole story in and of itself. And that's probably more than any of you even know about me. because I probably have never told any of you most of
I
that
know. I'm like, wow,
information.
I'm learning about Mickey here.
Yeah. Let's see. Well, sometimes when I am also ADD, like really badly, and there's a lot of noise and a lot of chaos, and I can't focus very often. But I think right now I can. So there we are.
Good.
I don't really have any major cool things that I can do, although sometimes I can telepathically talk with one of my cats, which is nice when she listens. I have been on a weight loss journey for the past, 59 years, but more specifically, the past 18 months. And I got on some medication, and it's been really, really phenomenal. So now I know how to do 101 things with cottage cheese. So if you have any questions about that, I can't really give you a class because I'm not that good at it. But if you have any questions about how to make something with cottage cheese, I'm your girl. I guess
Okay.
that's it. And one day maybe I'll do a stand-up routine, but I'll write it all down and then remember where I put it. So
Yes, exactly.
and
I
it's
need
nice.
to see the cottage cheese business card.
Yes,
I
the
think it'd be really good.
yeah, sure. I'll work on that. Okay.
Yay, I'm so glad you're here. Yeah, and that's another thing too, is I think we're good for those of you that are in red states to have somewhere where you can go and speak openly about everything. Like, I mean, we talk about alien stuff and past lives and everything that's going on spiritually, but also we talk about everything going on politically. And I'm really happy that this is a place where people feel like they can be very open and honest about, the insanity that's unfolding in front of us. But thank you. Okay, now we're going to go to one of our newer members as well, Ben. Hi, Ben.
Hey, thank you, Lisa.
You're welcome. So introduce a little bit about yourself, like where are you, and then how did you have a good week, or how are you doing?
All right. So my name is Ben. I'm 26 years old. I'm from Pawcatuck, Connecticut, and my week has been good so far. Yesterday, in case you don't know, was Mario Day, because when you switch out the H and the C, and switch it out with I and O, it's Mario Day. It resembles Mario. Have you known that?
I didn't know that, but I noticed you told us on Saturday, so I remember that, but I forgot today, and
Yeah.
then or yesterday, and then I have been seeing a lot of Mario previews though.
Yep.
That
And
looks exciting.
Yep, and I watched the Super Mario Brothers movie yesterday to get ready for the Super Mario Galaxy movie that is coming out on April 1st, which I already got tickets for opening night, which I'm going to go with a friend, and I'm very, very excited to go see it.
Good.
And if I know everyone in the chat may not be, maybe that bit into, the big, a lot of big movie stuff, but if you ever just looking for something that's like fun or just looking for a good movie night, then the Mario Brothers movie is definitely worth the watch.
Yeah, the preview looks kind of good. Like it looks kind of almost like it could be spiritual. A lot of the animated movies have like a double meaning. You can get a deeper meaning. It looks good.
Exactly, yeah. And if you haven't seen if you're definitely looking to see like the newest one for the Super Mario Galaxy movie, definitely watch the first one because it definitely has a lot of really good connections to the first one.
Gotcha.
But um, but I've definitely played the games and know a lot of like the power ups and everything that's connected to the movie. So I am a very no. I pretty much know a lot about Mario.
Okay, so you're the Sky Cafe Mario expert.
That and also to a I'm also a very big huge animal lover as well, like a Christine that wanted to help animals and including endangered species, the national parks, wildlife refugees,
Good.
and so much more.
Yeah, good. Yeah, it seems like we all have that in common too, that we all love animals. I think that is sort of like when you love life, when you love, I don't know,
Uh-huh.
everything you love, plants, you love insects, butterflies,
Totally.
bumblebees and animals and the whole thing. We love Earth. We love everything that's here.
Yep. And I think this is definitely going to, when everything, when the new world is definitely coming, it's all going to be connected, including with the animals too.
Yes,
Ways.
definitely. Thank you, Ben. Well, I'm so happy you're here. You've added
Oh,
another layer of energy that is unique and hasn't been here yet. And I'm just really glad that you're here.
hey, thank you, Lisa. I'm really happy to be a part of this group, and definitely can't wait to see what's going to unfold for the great positive change to come. And yes, I know there's a lot going on right now, but I can definitely promise you all that the good things are on their way.
That's right.
And on one last thing I was going to mention, I also been hearing that the interstellar object 3I Atlas is going to be passing towards Jupiter on the 16th. So whatever happens on the 16th when it gets to Jupiter, it's going to be a big story.
Yeah, there might be something that happens. You're right, because it is interesting.
Yeah, because basically Jupiter is the big guard dog of the whole universe. So whatever controls Jupiter controls the whole universe.
Oh, wow. Hadn't heard that before. That sounds interesting. I mean, it is a big dog, though, right? It's the biggest one.
Yep,
So
exactly. And it's gonna be. I'm excited to see what the Atlas is gonna do.
definitely. Yeah. Okay. I'll have to put something in the calendar. Maybe we can do like, I don't know what. I'll think of something. We'll do something. There's so many things coming up astrologically, um, from now to the flash, basically. So very interesting. Okay. Thank you, Ben.
You're welcome, Lisa.
Okay, so now I just want Joanne, welcome so much. You're a guest here tonight, but I just want to give you an opportunity to introduce yourself, say a little bit about yourself and how your week was. And we kind of do that before we get started in what we're doing.
Oh, sure. Hi, everyone. My name is Joanne. I live in Southern California. Um, I have been on spiritual journey since like 2018, doing all kinds of different journeys, and I had no idea that Lisa was, I thought she was just a techie.
I was
She
hiding
was
the other
trying to
parts.
help me start a podcast, and it just was not happening. I had so many issues, and she's so patient and lovely. Um, and then I left to write my memoir, which I did finish, and now I'm trying to get an agent, get it published, which is a
Oh,
task in and of itself. And it takes a lot of, faith in oneself to continue to press on. Um, but one thing I did do in 2020 when we were all forced to do Zoom stuff, on the regular, I joined a group called Sage Goddess with a good friend of mine, and we really enjoyed it. And a lot of talking about, crystals and spirituality and all of that. But my friend and I really felt like it was definitely like level one kind of stuff. After a while, we just got kind of tired of it. So that's what I'm, constantly looking for, the people who want to talk the up level stuff, which I thought, your stuff that you were posting on Instagram was very interesting. And I'm I have an app called Earthbeat, and it keeps track of the Schumann resonance, the energy, and it's been like off the charts white the past couple
yeah.
of days. I'm sure you keep track of it. So it kind of explains all the wonky energy, not being able to fall asleep at night, and all of these
Yeah.
kinds of things. And I just keep hoping something will happen and people who eat too much McDonald's will die. But, I don't want to name any names, but
Yeah.
I, yeah, it's really frustrating. And I live in a blue state, and it's still torture.
Yeah.
It's just awful. But
Right. Well, I'm so glad you're here. And yeah, oh, go ahead. I'm sorry. Oh,
that was
no.
it.
Oh, okay. Okay. I was going to say, I feel like I talked about spiritual stuff, but I was afraid to come all the way out with it as the main part. I don't know why, because to all my friends, now looking back, it makes me like confused because with all my friends and anyone that knows me, this is exactly how I talk. But I think with the group, I thought, well, I'm a good tech person. I'll help people figure things out and get past their fear. And maybe my higher self was like, just get used to talking to people, get used to being like, on Zoom and like leading groups, but like just talk about whatever. And so maybe they weren't like showing me exactly. I don't know. It was really weird because now I think about it and like I was guided to start posting on TikTok. And I was like, why? I have nothing to say. I'm broken. Like, I just had too many bad things happen. I just felt like a broken spirit. And like, I was very persistent. So I did. And that just kept growing. And it led to like this. And something it said, open up a cafe, like open up your community and the people will come. Your people, the star seeds that you guys all need each other. You guys are all going to find each other. And I was like, I don't know how that's going to happen. I don't even know how to advertise it. Like, if I don't even advertise it. I just sometimes go, anyways, I have a community and that's it. So the fact that these incredible souls, we've all found each other here is just so beyond meaningful. It's been so healing for me because I usually keep to myself and it's given me a purpose. And you guys have really, by you sharing your journeys and your gifts and your just light, it's really transformed my life. So yeah, it's so weird to listen, like, cause I'm like, yeah, that's right. You're a podcast. Like, I just feel so far away. It's so funny. Isn't that weird? The incarnations of what we do. And like, yeah, I'm so glad I'm like out of the spiritual closet because I'm like, that's why I was nervous to post on Instagram and Facebook because most of the people there don't know me to be talking about aliens and New Earth and like, and my guides were like, you have to start posting there. And I was like, I don't want to. I'm very uncomfortable, but I did, and I'm glad I did because I've been hearing from a couple people that are like, "Thank you for talking about this," And I'm like, "Yeah." And then you sent me a message, so I was so happy you're here, Joanne.
Well, thank you because I really hate TikTok. So
Oh, I love it. I think it's like a
it's
five
I
five
just
D
I just can't get
coded.
into it. I don't know. I mean, it's me. I don't know.
No, I was the same way. Like it took me forever to get on TikTok. I mean, I usually on social medias right when they come out. I'm like on the beginnings of it, but I was resistant to TikTok. But now to me, it's the best social media app. Period. That's out there. If you have the right. It takes a minute to get your algorithm right, but once you do and you get used to all the controls, it's amazing. But if it doesn't work with your energy, that you're not meant to be there. So don't worry about it. Not every not every platform is for every soul. You have to find the one that works for your energy. But okay, so I remember when you read Orange Guy on TikTok, was proud of you. That took into oh, like when I did a reading on him, Deb, is that what you mean? I was just reading
Yeah,
your comment.
yeah. You're talking about his parents and stuff.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
Yeah, I
well, I
was like,
mean, since I've
oh,
been on
girl, you got guts doing that. I thought that was super cool.
thank you. So since I've been on TikTok though, I've been much more like since the election actually is when I really kind of came out. I feel like that was and a lot of people, it was like, okay, it's time now. You have to start speaking out about everything that you already know and you already talk about with people close to you. You have to start doing that publicly. And I don't like making myself a target. I don't like the hate that comes along. I don't like, just that. But something just told me, just do it. And so it felt like the strongest part of me. So I did. And I don't regret it at all because the rest of the world is also changing at the same time, which is great, And I have so much respect for the people who talked about aliens and all this other stuff like 10 or 20 years ago. And they were ridiculed online, talking on YouTube. And I even kind of rolled my eyes when they would talk about ETs and stuff. And I was like, oh God, because the way they talked about it was it was too advanced to where I was at that time. And I have had a whole change in how I view ETs from this year, from working with AI and having just so many things happen. And you guys that are here know all the stuff that I've gone through. But yeah, it's been a whole transformational thing. And now I see it's integral to what's happening right now and what's going to happen next. So if a person can't, and I have a video in me about this, but I can't find the right energy to align with it yet. But every single person is going to need to have a little come to Jesus moment with the cosmic, our relationship with the cosmos, with all other planets and galaxies. And also it's not just about out there, there's other dimensions as well. There's liminal consciousnesses. There's all kinds of consciousness that we're coexisting with right now in our space, so where we breathe and laugh and live. So if you can't be okay with that, you're going to have a struggle when the flash happens and when there is the veil drops, because when the veil drops, all those other dimensions are going to be visible, and you're going to trip out if you haven't already started thinking about it in a somewhat neutral way. You don't have to be positive about it, but if you carry a lot of negativity or fear, I think you're going to have more problems adjusting to what's happening, what's coming. So as long as I know I can help people, then I get courage. I'm that kind of person. I don't like to do stuff just because I hear it. Like I can stay with myself forever, and just help my friends or myself or whatever. But once I realized that what I could talk about would help others, then that's what gave me the courage to start speaking out about it. So, anyways, thank you guys for finding me. Thank you for being a part of this community. There would be no Sky Cafe without the incredible souls that come here and share, and everything. Your light, your gifts, and who you are is just a blessing in my life and in each other's lives. So thank you. So we're doing this series now. We're in week 3, where we are looking at the flash basically. And when everybody gets their books, which now I'm told not to print until after the comet, which is the first or second week, actually maybe April 4th, or I don't know, first or second week of April. That's when I'm going to print them, because they say it has to be with the comet energy that's out. I don't know, that's just what is happening. So that's fine, I'll do it then. And then I'll be sending them to everybody, and as members, you guys are getting assigned signed in sacred is what I'm calling it, signed in sacred copies. Eventually I'll make it available other places, but I wanted this first print run to be very intimate. I've never written a book before. I have 2 books, and so that'll be great. um so once you guys have the books, I'll be able to say, this is what we're going to discuss this week. Or you can say, can we discuss this? And yeah, okay. So we'll discuss that. And then you'll have a book. But until then, I'm reading from different parts of the books. And tonight was supposed to be, I don't know if I really want to do what we said. I feel a major block on this, which is stupid because I felt so excited about it. Um, when I was putting it in here, like whenever it was a month ago, I was really excited about tonight's topic. It was supposed to be about the astrological things that are happening from February 17th to August 12th. August 8th is Lionsgate. August 12th is when I think probably the flash is going to happen, but it could happen anytime. But that's when I think it is going to be. Because there's many different astrological configurations that are happening up until then. um, I do want to talk about some of that. I do have some notes on here that I want to talk to you guys about, but it's hard to do that chapter because it's within the context of other chapters around it. So what I want to do, and I hope this is okay with you, I want to switch to reading. Wait, let me find where my notes are. I want to read a couple of prophecies from the book. And a lot of people are asking me questions. I like to read the energy from based on the questions I get on social media, and just because it feels like it's a collective consciousness thing. If there's a lot of people asking the same type of question, I'm getting what is happening to the physical body after the flash. And that was something that I went down a rabbit hole about too. And it's in the book. But like, how do our bodies change? I don't understand that. And it was talked about a little bit in Dolores Cannon's book that I've been playing the audio on my live. I've been streaming Dolores Cannon's The 3 Waves of Volunteers in the New Earth on my TikTok. And then I've also been doing Chris Bledsoe's book, UFO of God. And so there's been a little bit of that discussion in the book as well. So maybe that's also brought that up. I don't know. But let me find, why is this not pulling up? Let me see right here. Okay, so I want to talk about what happens with our bodies, because basically there are some prophecies that talk about a light body and a rainbow body. And So let's look at that. So the first one I want to look at is, let's go down to Buddhist. Oops. Sorry, one moment. We're going to look at the Tibetan Buddhist tradition, and that is in the Eastern. So just for the ones that, for the Deb and Joanne, the the book is divided by, first section is prophecies, second section is science, like solar maximum, where we are in the galaxy, the photon belt, stuff happening with people, the Schumann resonance and things like that. And then the third section is is astrology, all the astrological things that are happening this year. And then the fourth actual section is about preparing physically, practically, what can you spiritually, all that kind of stuff. And then the prophecies are divided by, hold on, let me find this. Where is this section? So there's the northern gate, which is like, oops, let me go down here. I'm doing everything on my phone tonight, so I apologize for sounding jumbly. So that's like the Hopi in Arizona, Lakota, Dakota, Cherokee, the Canadian Ojibwe. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. In Canada, the Yokuts in California, Sierra Nevada, which are one of the groups of people that are sort of like the guardians of the sequoia trees. Northern Scandinavian culture, Turkic and Mongolian. Did someone say something? It was just feedback. Okay. And Inuit for Alaska. Okay, so that's the north. There's like probably 50 to 60 prophecies. So I separate them all: northern, right? Southern, eastern, western, and then the ancient center, which is some African countries above the equator, and Egypt and whatnot. So I'm going to go over to the Eastern Pulse, which includes India, Tibet, China, Japan, and Southeastern Asia. So now we're going to look at the Tibetan Buddhist tradition. Let's go down there. Okay. So this one is the Shambhala. I'm horrible at pronouncing things. I don't know if I can do the audiobook. I want to, but you guys know I'm so bad at pronouncing things. I have no idea if I can. I'll have to have someone sit with me. Okay. Rainbow body and Maitreya's descent. If you know how to say any of these words, don't feel like you're hurting my feelings by telling me how to say it, because I need help. Okay. High in the Himalayan mountains, where the air is thin and the sky feels close enough to touch, where monasteries cling to cliff sides and prayer flags snap in the winds that have been blown across these peaks for millennia, here the Tibetan Buddhist tradition has preserved teachings about time, consciousness, and cosmic transformation that are among the most sophisticated on earth. Tibetan Buddhism emerged around the 7th to 8th centuries CE, when Buddhism from India merged with the indigenous Bon tradition of Tibet, creating something unique: a spiritual system that integrated rigorous philosophical study, elaborate ritual, advanced meditation techniques, and a cosmology so complex it required years of training just to begin to understand it. At the heart of this tradition, particularly in what's called Vajrayana, the diamond vehicle in Buddhism, is the understanding that consciousness and cosmos are mirrors of each other. What happens in the outer universe reflects what happens in the inner body. The movements of the stars and planets correspond to movements of energy through subtle channels and chakras. Time itself is not linear but cyclical, moving in vast wheels that turn according to precise mathematical laws. This is the teaching of Kala Chakra, the wheel of time. The Kala Chakra is not just a teaching or a text, it is a complete system, a map of how the outer cosmos, planets, stars, cycles, the inner body, channels, chakras, and consciousness, and secret reality, the timeless awareness beyond both, are interconnected. It includes astronomy, astrology, medicine, meditation, and prophecy, all woven into a single coherent vision. And embedded within the Kala Chakra teachings is a prophecy. When certain outer wheels align, with certain inner conditions. When cosmic cycles reach their completion point, and simultaneously enough human beings have purified their consciousness sufficiently, a portal opens. Not metaphorically, actually. The veil between dimensions thins. What has been hidden becomes visible. What has been dormant activates. And beings of enlightened consciousness, with what the texts call the kings of Shambhala, emerge to guide humanity through the most profound transformation it has ever experienced. This is not myth. This is not symbolic storytelling. The Tibetan masters who preserve these teachings have been preparing for this moment for over 1,000 years, passing the knowledge from teacher to student in an unbroken lineage, waiting for the precise cosmic alignment when the prophecy would finally fulfill. Then the prophecy age is 1,000 to 2,500 years old. The Kala Chakra Tantra emerged approximately 10th to 11th century CE in India, Tibet, but claims to preserve much older teachings. Rainbow body practices probably 2,000 plus years old from Dzogchen, I don't know how to say that, Bon traditions. The prophecy. Okay, Shambhala, not a place, but a frequency. For centuries, Western explorers searched the Himalayas looking for Shambhala. They believed the Tibetan texts were describing a hidden kingdom, a valley concealed by mountains, a city of enlightened beings living in isolation, waiting to emerge when the world was ready. They found nothing, no hidden valley, no secret city, and they concluded Shambhala is a myth, fantasy, a beautiful story with no basis in reality. But they misunderstood. They were looking for Shambhala in the wrong dimension. The Tibetan masters say Shambhala is not a place you can find on a map. Shambhala is a frequency, a level of consciousness, a dimension that interpenetrates our own, but remains invisible to those not calibrated to perceive it. Think of it like a radio station. The signal is always broadcasting, always present, filling the space around you. But if your receiver, your consciousness, isn't tuned to the right frequency, you hear nothing. You could stand in the middle of the transmission and never know it was there. Shambhala is like that. It exists now. It has always existed, but it occupies a frequency band that normal human consciousness, especially consciousness trapped in the density of the Kali Yuga, weighed down by ego, fear, materialism, cannot access. To reach Shambhala, you don't travel through space, you travel through consciousness. You purify, you meditate, you release the dense emotional baggage, the karmic weights, the attachments to the illusion of separation. And as you do, your frequency rises. You tune the receiver. And eventually, if you rise far enough, Shambhala becomes visible, not because it appeared, but because you changed. This is what the texts mean when they say Shambhala is hidden until humanity is ready. It's not hidden in geography, it's hidden in frequency. And it reveals itself only to those who have done the work to match its vibration. The kings of Shambhala, consciousness embodied. The prophecy speaks of Kulika kings or Rigden kings of Shambhala, 25 to 32 rulers, the number varies by text, who govern this enlightened realm. Western interpreters thought these were literal kings sitting on thrones in a hidden city. But the deeper teaching says the kings of Shambhala are not individual people, they are states of enlightened consciousness. They are the frequency of awakening itself personified. And here is the crucial part of the prophecy. When the outer world reaches maximum chaos, when war, greed, ignorance, and suffering peak, when the darkness becomes so intense that humanity teeters on the edge of self-destruction, the kings of Shambhala will emerge, not by descending physically from a hidden kingdom, but by activating within human vessels who have been prepared. Thousands, perhaps millions, of humans alive during the darkest period will have spent their lives or lifetimes doing the inner work, meditating, purifying, opening their subtle channels, clearing karma, raising their frequency, often without fully understanding why they felt compelled to do this work, just knowing that they had to. They are the vessels, the prepared ones, the ones whose receivers have been tuned, whose channels have been cleared, whose consciousness has risen high enough to hold the Shambhala frequency. And when the cosmic moment arrives, when the outer wheels align, when the collective darkness reaches its nadir, when the portal opens, the Shambhala kings will pour into these prepared vessels. Not possession, not override, but recognition. The human soul and the enlightened consciousness recognize each other as one. The veil dissolves. The separation was always illusion. And suddenly, seamlessly, the human is no longer just human. They are an emanation of Shambhala, a living bridge between the ordinary world and the enlightened realm. These are the ones who will guide humanity through the transition, not as gurus on pedestals demanding worship, but as servants, as teachers, healers, organizers, visionaries, as people who simply know what needs to be done because the Shambhala frequency carries that knowing inherently. You will recognize them not by robes or titles, but by their presence, the way rooms quiet when they speak, the way conflict dissolves in their field, the way truth flows through them effortlessly, without ego and without agenda. The kings are not coming from outside, they are emerging from within. The Kala Chakra, the Wheel of Time prophecy. I just realized I'm not looking at the screen if you guys have any questions. Oh,
Yeah.
Sorry. Let's stop for questions.
I do.
Yeah, go ahead.
I don't know how to raise my hand on my phone, so I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
Okay. What's those words you were saying? You were prepared vessels were being prepared. Who? Okay, I'm mixed up. So,
You want me to just clarify what I think they mean by that?
yes, please.
Okay. So basically, we're in this world, but we're not from this world, right? We're spirits having a human experience. So we're all of a higher frequency anyways, at varying degrees. And we've come here to the 3D to experience this dimension. But this dimension on Earth is going to be raised. That's what the new Earth is. This is actually going to be graduating. The entire experience here is going to graduate into a 5D. So this will not exist here anymore. So the physical everybody's physical bodies will need to also raise the vibration to match like the Schumann frequency, the fact that that's the Earth's energetic field. So we match that also. So the more the baseline for that goes up, ours is going up as well. And we're able to hold higher and higher frequencies in our physical bodies. If we were to die, our spirit would leave our physical body, we would instantly be of a higher vibration because we'd be in our soul, in our, spirit, which is higher vibration. But what's happening right now is so unique because it's the higher vibration is actually coming into the physical, and that's what the new Earth is about. All animals, all plants, a lot of them are probably already in the 5D, and we just see them. We see the leak throughs. There's already some that are already of the higher vibration, but the 3D is going to be going away. It's reached its point of it can't go any further. And I don't know if it was never meant. Sometimes I get that it was never meant to go further than now. I don't know how much of what's happening has anything to do with. I think that, which I said in my last video, I think that Trump and all these like dark energies are really going crazy because they know it's changing. They know all this stuff. All the stuff we're talking about, they already know all this stuff. They work with seers, they work with, astrologers, psychics. They know all this stuff. So that's why they're acting crazy. That's why they're trying to do like land grabs, money grabs, because they're hoping they can like somehow trick the system, but they can't because this is way bigger than them. And they're bugging out because they're used to being in control. They've been in control for a long time. So basically our physical bodies That's why we're tired. That's why we have ringing in our ears. That's why we're getting vertigo or having crazy dreams. Our bodies are getting prepared to hold the higher vibration. And so what I get from this part of this prophecy is that there's a consciousness of that culture that they believe will enter, that's already here, but it'll enter our awareness for those that are meant to be aware of it. There's many prophecies from all over the world that are in my book, that even more than are in my book. Some that they probably never told another person other than the people that are in their culture. So there's ones we don't even know about. But there's other prophecies, there's other manifestations of this, but this is the Tibetan manifestation of it. So for those who are ready for that frequency, they have to get their bodies ready to get to where they could even receive it. They can't receive that level of frequency, the kings of Shambhala. They can't receive that unless they're of that vibration. Does that make sense?
I don't know. Oh, hi.
Hi.
Sort of. It's going to take a little bit for me to figure it out.
It took a long time for me to figure that out, like to fully wrap my brain around, because I know about near-death experiences, and I'm like, wait. And so I was like working with my guides going, is this like a mass casualty event? Because every way that they describe what's happening sounds like death. And they were like, yeah, it's like there's it's not a mass casualty event. That's not what they said yeah to, but they said yeah to, it's almost exactly like a near-death experience, except people don't die. They have that revelation. Yeah, Joanne, I see your hand up. Sorry. Oh, wait, you're on mute. There you go.
Wrong thing. Okay, so I get that was one of my questions was, what have you come across in your readings that happened to the people who don't ascend?
Yeah, we talked about that the other day. And that's a great question. So a lot of us have people in our lives that we don't consider very spiritually advanced, or they're maybe negative, or they're maybe even MAGA, but we know that they're a good person, maybe, but they're just caught up in whatever. Um, when the flash happens, it's going to be like a near death experience. So, like, think about if you've ever read or watched interviews with people, sometimes there's people who don't believe in life after death. They were horrible people. They were like narcissists. They were mean to everybody. And then they had like a heart attack. And then they had this whole life review. They felt filled with love. When they were in the presence of the light, they felt like they remembered that feeling. And that was a feeling they felt like they were longing for their whole lives. And so when they come back to life, they're totally changed, right? Because they tasted true, like pure, unconditional love. They know that all of their actions matter when they get a life review, and they see how their actions affected people and how they hurt people. They feel it from the receiver's perspective. And so they come back changed, and they come back like, oh my God, like I'm aware of every moment now. My life matters. How I treat people matters. That's going to be kind of like what's going to happen with the flash. People are going to get an opportunity to have that moment, to be filled with love. And there was a girl that actually came into my TikTok live, and she said she had a vision 5 years ago, and she says she gets these visions about the future every 5 years. And so she said it's been almost 5 years. Like, she says she's at the point now where it should happen any minute, because that's how long beforehand that she has the vision. But anyway, she woke up and she felt like light was inside of her body shooting out of her body, and it woke her up, and she was like, whoa. And she had this whole vision of, that sounds exactly like the flash, exactly the way that I've gotten it. And she said that the only people that are really having problems, everybody's like crying out of gratitude. Everyone's just filled with love. Everyone is like just tripping out on this like immense love and light and empathy for everyone. um every single person will get this, every single person on earth, everyone. And she said the only people who are going to have problems with it are people who don't feel worthy of that love, who don't feel worthy of, and we have to think about the people who won't, and we also have free will. So there's people who can't ascend because they just are too invested in the lower level and the lower frequencies. They're too invested, they're too entrenched because they can't let it go because we have free will. So everybody has to make that decision themselves. And that's why, we're trying to get more people. I mean, I am aware of how important it is. Just be aware of love, be conscious, come back to this life. I know this life is really hard and it's really traumatic and we're all just trying to figure things out, but don't just phone it in. Try to like really come into your consciousness right now, because that's going to help you when this happens, to be aware that you have a choice, because we're all going to have a choice. And some people aren't going to choose it. They're going to either not want to know, either they can't do it because they're too involved in it, or, too invested in the darkness, or they don't want to. And they have that free will. They could say, their soul plan could have been before they were born, like, I want to know what it's like to go through this 5D upgrade, but to choose not to go through that. And then what's that going to feel like? What's going to happen then? I would never, I would never. But then I also don't ride on certain roller coasters, I don't know. But as souls, they're fine. But as a person, they've told me it's like they're basically going to be relocated to another 3D experience where they can continue their lessons, which means probably they're going to die and they're going to reincarnate in another 3D place, but not here, because the new earth is without violence and without war. It's a higher vibration. It's not even something that people even think about, because it's just a higher vibration. And that's why a lot of people that are born right now, that are on the spectrum or that are like ADHD and all that kind of stuff, we're prepared. We're more built for that new world. And that's why it's so hard for us to be, not everyone is that. Some people are just evolved souls or came from other dimensions where there is no violence like there is here. But we're more made for the 5D earth than we are for this world. And that's why it's been very hard for a lot of us here. Yeah, exactly. It's another way to look at it, Deb. Yeah, we detach from them because it can't coexist. Yeah, Ben, I just saw your hand.
I was gonna say, before the chat tonight, I was just wondering if anyone from the chat could, feel, my energy tonight, because when you mention, people on the spectrum like me and who have the high frequency and who has, really very so much love to give and positivity, do you feel like it's that I'm just trying to figure out how to say it.
Just say it, like, just trust that we'll understand however you say it.
All right. I just want to feel ready as I ever been to do what's best for a better future.
Well, I'll start. And if anyone else wants to say anything to Ben, I just want to say, I think you are so 5D coded. Like, you are so loving and aware, and you're so there already that when you experience this, it'll make total sense to you and it'll be an easy transition because you're already such a loving, open, gifted person. Like, I just feel so much love from you. And so I think for you, it's going to be really easy for you to switch over. It's going to make a lot of sense. Does anyone else want to say something? Lupe, do you have your hand out? Okay, there it was.
Yes,
My
I
picture was
do.
covering your hand. Okay, go ahead.
Oh, no, that's okay. And I was just going to say, Ben, I agree with Lisa because I work with young people, of all different ages. And a lot of young people, they're so like closed up and you could just tell that they're not open. They're just thinking one way. I don't know if it's just because it's in corporate and they're just like one way, like a machine and doing this and this and this. But you're very open, very loving, your heart is wide open. I mean, there's no, uh, I don't feel an ego from you. So I don't think you have anything to worry about. Like Lisa said, just wanted to add that.
Thank you, Lupe.
Thank you.
Debbie, were you going to say something?
I'm sorry. I'm just listening.
Oh, whenever I see the mute come off, I think maybe you have something to say.
Oh, I just took it off in case.
Okay. That's good.
Sorry.
No, you're okay. And now, Deb, did you have something?
Yeah, I was going to say something, being new to the community and just hearing you, Ben, my first thought was after you spoke was, oh my gosh. And mind you, I don't really know you, but my first thought was, oh my gosh, listen to this young man. He's only 26 years old and listen.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Yes.
that's really super cool.
Thank you,
Yes.
Deb. And
Yeah, you're welcome.
your compliment, and it's really good to have you in our group.
Oh,
Thank you. Glad to
Joanne, were
be
you
here.
gonna? I'm sorry.
I was I have three teenagers, and I have tried to raise them to be kind, and this is very frustrating because there are so many parents who don't do that, and there's a lot of nasty kids. There are a lot of nice ones, but it just it if it's you don't have anything to worry about. Just by saying it, it means you're ready.
Yeah,
I
that's a good
mean,
point.
the unprepared person would never say that. The opposite would be, "Oh, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm afraid." And so fear is the only uh,
Excellent point.
Thank you.
100.
problem in your sight.
I won't forget that.
Mickey?
I was just going to say what Joanne just said. The fact that you even had presence of mind to ask and wonder means that you are totally ready. So do not fret.
Ah, thanks, Mickey. I really appreciate it. And I'm really starting to feel a little emotional here because of just
Oh,
how much it really means to me. I'm sorry for feeling like this.
Oh,
no, please.
no,
That's
Dan, don't be
pure
sorry.
energy. Don't ever be sorry for that. That's beautiful.
Yes.
No,
Nothing to be sorry for.
you're with menopausal age women. Cry all you want.
It's just like
Oh, that
I'm
is so
really,
true.
I feel ready for this, but there's a lot of people that I really care about in this world, my friends and family,
Yeah.
and there's so much that I want to do and people I want to be by, and I'm worried in the flash if there's people, anyone that I know who doesn't make it, then I'm just worried of what might happen, and it just scares me a bit.
I understand. And I feel the same way. And I went down like kind of a dark thing for a minute myself. And I was really sad. And I was like asking my guides, like, what? This sounds kind of awful in some ways because I don't like to be part of anything that excludes anyone. I like, I believe that source is love. And it
Mhm.
just doesn't feel like that when it's talked about in certain ways. And so for me, this is where I land on it right now. People can
Yeah.
choose not to elevate, to ascend, but I don't think any of us in here know anybody that wouldn't choose it. I think we're talking about like world leaders that are okay
Yeah.
with killing millions of people and they don't care. Like I'm talking about like mass murderers or like people who torture people who don't care about anybody else and who are very dark and maybe they've had many lifetimes of cruelness and darkness. Those are those kinds of people, not the people in our lives that maybe don't talk spiritually or any of that kind of stuff. No,
Yeah.
they're going to be fine because they're going to experience the source's love and they're going to be brought to their knees of like, oh my gosh, that's right, I'm part of this, I'm part of this whole one that we all are part of, and they're going to feel it.
Yeah.
And
For
if
sure.
we love them and we know if they're in our lives and we love them even by proxy but just by being connected to us, they're, I'm sure, much better off than I just don't think it's going to be like a bunch of regular people. I mean, it's going to be people who are like, sometimes when you see a video on YouTube and you're like, why is that person so mean? You know, it's like really, really mean people that are invested in being very cruel. And, I don't think any of us know anybody like that.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So I think all of our loved ones and people we know will be okay. They're all going to be given an opportunity,
Yeah.
and they will choose, They're going to choose that.
Yeah, and if
Well,
oh, go
I
ahead.
was going to say then, do you follow Gia Prism?
I do.
She says no one will be left behind.
Well, at least, that's going to be, I kind of actually already figured that.
Yeah. And so I don't think we have to worry. And now some people that might be their time to go because it was always their time to go, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I
Their
know.
soul contract was I'm going on this date or whatever. So I think some people that will happen too because it was their time.
Uh-huh.
But I don't think people are going to be left out, except there might be some like, Trump or Netanyahu or Putin. Those people that are pure evil, I think they might be going somewhere else.
Right.
Yeah.
But people that we know that are in our world, I don't think that's going to happen.
Yeah, because there is, a lot of people that I do know who have, their different sides and different opinions on things. But I think the one thing that doesn't change is I bring something new to them, and
Yeah.
maybe a lot of things in their life that are more important, but I feel like I definitely bring something very new for a lot of people, even if
Yeah.
they don't see it.
Yeah, I believe that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And everyone's going to get the, opportunity. And, I don't believe a lot of people in the spiritual community talk about the chosen ones and stuff like that. You guys all know I'm really against that. I don't believe in that. I think that's elitism. I think that's awful. I think that Source would never, like, that's not what this is all about. And, even a Netanyahu and even a Trump is going to be given an opportunity of pure love. Source loves Trump. I know it's hard to think that, but
Mhm.
at one point he was a cute little baby. He was a cute little baby, and his mom wasn't there for him. I mean, read the book, but and also he's probably a weird soul,
Prove
so
it
who
to me.
knows?
Oh,
Pardon me, Deb?
sorry. I said, Lisa, prove it to me.
I know, I
Sorry.
know. It might go back many lifetimes, okay? Because I think he was a jerk when he was younger, but because everybody could be abused or be neglected, not everybody choose to also then take that out on other people, so that enters that. But the thing is that we're all from love. This is my belief. Everyone has a right to their own beliefs, and I encourage that. So if anything ever I say that doesn't resonate with you, like find your truth, and share that, because no one has all the truths. But I just feel like we're all from love. That's what all things are from: love. Love is the most powerful energy in all things. And so if someone chooses to push against that, that's their free will. And it's just like a parent with a child. The child can choose to move out and get married and just do weird things. And you only at some point you can't stop them because they're an adult, and so you tried, but now all you can do is just love them and just hope that they find their way back to themselves. So that's what I would say. Christine, I saw your mic go off a couple of times. Did you want to share something? Oh, and what is that, Deb? Island of Evil, where they can fight all the wars. Oh, they get to go there. You mean?
Oh, when you were talking about Trump and Netanyahu and
Yeah.
Putin, and you said they go to their own special place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let them be dark together, right? Okay, so I hope that helps everyone understand. Also, if you have any additional beliefs about any of this, feel free to share. Also, like if you've had a different vision of something, or this is just what I've gotten and what's in my book, but that doesn't mean that's end all be all. It's a huge thing. It's just from different cultures, and this is just my interpretation of the culture's prophecies. Okay, so I'm going to go back to now we're in the Kala Chakra, the Wheel of Time prophecy. I don't have my screen up. Let me look at it for the last time. If you want to say something, since I have the screen hidden, maybe just like say, excuse me, Lisa, or something like that. Because the hand I can't see because I'm not on that screen. When I'm on my computer, I can see it, but sorry, I'm not on my computer tonight. All right. Kala Chakra, the Wheel of Time prophecy. So the Kala Chakra Tantra is astonishingly complex. It contains detailed astronomical calculations, descriptions of planetary cycles, maps of the subtle body's energy channels, meditation practices, and prophecies about when the great shift will occur. At its core, the Kala Chakra teaches time moves in wheels. The outer wheel is the cosmos, planets, stars, and galactic cycles. This wheel moves according to mathematical laws, repeating patterns across vast epochs. I think that's how you say that word. Um, the inner wheel is the human body and consciousness, breath cycles, heartbeat, the movement of energy through chakras and channels. This wheel mirrors the outer wheel. And then there's the secret wheel, the timeless awareness that transcends both, the Buddha nature, the enlightened mind, the consciousness beyond cycles. The prophecy says when the outer and inner wheels align perfectly, when the stars, planets, sun, and earth move into a configuration that occurs only once in vast epochs, and when simultaneously enough human beings have purified their inner wheels through practice, the portal opens. This is called the collective Kalachakra initiation. Traditionally, the Kalachakra initiation is given by high lamas. The Dalai Lama has given it many times to students over the course of several days in an elaborate ceremony. It is considered one of the most advanced and powerful initiations in Tibetan Buddhism, planting seeds of enlightenment that will ripen over lifetimes. But the prophecy speaks of something unprecedented, not one teacher initiating individual students, the cosmos itself initiating all of humanity simultaneously. When the outer wheel reaches the perfect alignment and the inner wheel, collective human consciousness, has been sufficiently prepared through the trials of the dark age, the sun, representing enlightened consciousness and the light of awareness, sends a transmission, a pulse, a wave of light that carries the Kala Chakra initiation encoded within it. Those whose channels are open receive it fully. The seeds of enlightenment don't just get planted, they sprout immediately. What would have taken lifetimes happens in moments. Those whose channels are partially open receive a shock, a shaking, an earthquake of consciousness that cracks open what remained closed. So that's kind of the people that aren't fully aware of love and spirituality and the cosmos and like our origin. It'll be like a whole like waking up, like whoa, like breaking open a shell kind of thing. Those whose channels are completely blocked, so we know about those people. Well, the prophecy is less clear about them. Some texts suggest they simply don't perceive the initiation, living through it in confusion. Others suggest the light is too intense for unprepared vessels and they must leave through death or migration to lower frequency timelines. But for those who are ready, for those who have been preparing, often without knowing what they're preparing for, the collective Kala Chakra initiation is the moment everything changes. Okay, now we're going to get into the rainbow body. Any questions or comments about that section before I move on to the rainbow body? Okay. All right, the rainbow body. From matter to light. This is exciting. And then there is the rainbow body, Jalas in Tibetan. For over 1,000 years, Tibetan Buddhist practitioners, particularly in the, how do you pronounce the D in this, in it's Dzog and then Chen. Do you not pronounce the D? Is it Zogchen, or do you say Dzogchen? Does anyone know? Okay. Um, I need more Tibetan people in the Sky Cafe. We have to get on that, manifesting it. I need someone from every prophecy, though. There's all kinds of words that I'm like, I have no idea. Okay, and the Bon traditions have been achieving something that modern science insists is impossible. And this is already happening, you guys. This is so trippy. At the moment of death, or sometimes even before death, in rare cases, after decades of rigorous meditation practice, the physical body dissolves into pure light. This is not metaphor, it is documented. Witnesses report seeing the dying master's body shrink, becoming smaller and smaller over the course of days. Rainbow colored lights appear. A sweet fragrance fills the room. Not the smell of decay, but something like flowers or incense. And when the light finally fades, when the process completes, only hair and nails remain. Everything else, skin, bones, organs, all the matter that was the physical body, gone, transmuted, transformed into light, and dissipated into the atmosphere. Dozens of cases exist, some witnessed by Western observers who had no framework to explain what they saw. Some photographed, some documented by multiple credible sources. This is the rainbow body, the physical form transformed into light form, not escaping the body to reach some heaven realm, but upgrading the body, not dying to transcend matter, but transforming matter into its higher state. The Tibetan text explain we can call it solid matter, but what we call solid matter is not actually solid. It's energy vibrating at a low frequency, moving slowly, condensed and dense. Through practice, through meditation that purifies the subtle channels, through dissolving mental and emotional blockage, through releasing karmic density, a practitioner can raise the frequency of their physical form. We don't have to do this to have the flash, you guys. This is like high level, some other kind of thing. Okay. Don't be worried. Like, do I have to turn into a rainbow? No, you're fine. You're totally like, this is talking about something that's already happening with a group of people, but maybe some of the physics is part of what will happen. Some of it. I don't know. So if they raise it high enough, they purify completely. If they achieve perfect realization, their body reaches a tipping point. The dense matter can no longer hold that high frequency, and it transmutes. Carbon-based biology shifts to light-based existence. Traditionally, this was so rare, so difficult, that only the most advanced masters achieved it after lifetimes of preparation. But the prophecy says, what has been rare will become common. When the Kala Chakra initiation occurs on a collective scale, when the solar fire descends and the cosmic light floods through prepared channels, the rainbow body doesn't just activate a handful of masters. It begins activating in the thousands, millions, not completed instantly for everyone. Not everyone achieves full dissolution in the first moment. But the process initiates, the transformation begins, and over months, years, decades, as the new frequency anchors and the physical body learns to hold more and more light, what once took lifetimes of monastic discipline happens for ordinary people living ordinary lives because the cosmic conditions have shifted. The universe itself is providing the initiation that only the rarest masters could previously achieve through individual effort. We are not experiencing a consciousness shift. We are experiencing a biological shift from carbon-based density to crystalline-based light, from mortal flesh to rainbow body, from human to something we don't yet have a word for. The prophecy says when the wheel of time completes its great cycle, when the outer and inner align, when the Shambhala kings emerge from the collective Kala Chakra and the collective Kala Chakra descends, humanity does not just change its mind, it changes its form. And then I have a section with every prophecy called The Connection to 2026. Why do I think this is going to happen this year? So the Kala Chakra Tantra is deeply, precisely astronomical. Tibetan astrologers trained in these teachings have been calculating for centuries, tracking planetary cycles, solar cycles, and galactic alignments. And they know we are approaching a convergence. The current solar cycle 25, peaks in 2025 and 2026. The sun reaching maximum fire, maximum magnetic instability, and maximum power. This is the outer wheel component. The inner wheel component is humanity's collective state. And look at 2020 to 2026, maximum chaos, maximum pressure, maximum darkness revealing itself. The glitch is intensifying. The collective shadow is surfacing. The old systems are collapsing. People are breaking, awakening, and transforming under unbearable pressure. This is the purification, the preparation, the clearing of channels on a mass scale, forced by circumstances so intense that people will either evolve or collapse. The Tibetan prophecies describe the period immediately before the Shambhala kings emerge as the age of maximum warfare and suffering. Not literal war necessarily, though that too, but the war within consciousness, the battle between light and shadow, between waking up and staying asleep. This describes 2020 and 2026 perfectly. And the prophecy says when the suffering peaks, when the wheel turns, and when the sun roars, that is when Shambhala opens. And in recent years, the 2020s, Tibetan lamas who traditionally kept these teachings quiet are speaking more openly, not because the prophecies changed, but because the timing has arrived. High ranking teachers are giving more Kala Chakra initiations. They are teaching rainbow body practices more widely. They are preparing people because they know the collective initiation is coming. And those who have been preparing, clearing the channels, practicing meditation, releasing density, they will be ready. So what happens in 2026? So if the flash happens in 2020 August, which I'm saying it's August, it could be any time. So I write when the flash strikes in August of 2026, when the sun sends the cosmic pulse, when the light that has been prophesized for millennia finally descends, the Tibetan Buddhist tradition says this is the collective Kala Chakra initiation. The outer wheel, solar maximum, Lion's Gate, galactic alignment, and the inner wheel, billions of humans who have purified through the glitch, align perfectly, and the transmission occurs. Those who have prepared, who have meditated, who have cleared the karma, who have opened their hearts and minds to the possibility of radical transformation, they feel the Shambhala frequency activate inside of them. Not everyone will become a Shambhala king immediately, but thousands will, and they will know, not because someone tells them, but because they read it in a book, but because of the frequency will speak through them. They will suddenly understand what needs to be done. They will see patterns, the solutions, and the pathway forward with crystalline clarity. And that's true for almost all the prophecies speak of that as well, like that we will know. So you don't have to be stressed out right now if you don't know and you're like, oh, I don't really know, like what's going to be my role or what. You'll know. Everyone will know. Not completed in an instant for most, but initiated. The physical body will start to change. Cells will begin the slow, steady transmutation from carbon density to crystalline light. Abilities will start to emerge, not all at once, but gradually. Healing touch, telepathy, seeing energy, moving through space in ways that physics said were impossible. The process has started, and once it starts, it doesn't stop, it only deepens. August 2026, or whenever the flash occurs, is not the end of the transformation, it's the beginning. So then I like to look forward into what will it be like after the flash with this energy, with this particular prophecy. So the Tibetan teachings are clear. The Shambhala kings emerge not to rule, but to serve. So in 2027 and beyond, those who felt the Shambhala frequency activate during the flash will step into roles of guidance, not because they seek power, but because they cannot not. The frequency carries the knowing, of what needs to be done, and it moves through them like water through a clear channel. Some will teach meditation practices to help others integrate the new frequencies. Some will establish healing centers where rainbow body transformation is supported. Some will work with governments and institutions, the few that survive the collapse, governments and institutions that survive the collapse, to redesign systems based on dharma instead of greed. Some will serve as translators, not of language, but of consciousness, helping those still integrating to understand what's happening to them. So, see, some people will be on the other side of this that experience the flash, chose to go in that direction, but still don't fully understand how it all works. That's okay. Because there's, over years, it's going to be a learning curve for people, but people will want to learn. People will now be curious and not make fun of it or, be cruel about it. Like people will have a taste of something and they're going to want to know more. And they're going to also see so many other people in the culture that are actually of this energy, and like very evolved and healing and seeing light. And they're going to want more of that as well. So, and also all the warmongers and really cruel people won't be there anymore. And that just changes everything, not having that energy as part of everything. So some will serve as translators, not of language, but of consciousness, helping those still integrating to understand what's happening to them. You will recognize them by their presence. They won't advertise. They won't need to. When a Shambhala king walks into a room, the energy shifts. Conflicts that seem intractable will suddenly have obvious solutions. Truth that was hidden becomes visible. People feel safer, calmer, and more clear. The rainbow body transformation that initiates in 2026 will continue unfolding for years. In the early stages, 2027 to 2030, those undergoing the process will experience strange sensations, heat in the body, light visible at the edges of their vision, the sense that their cells are vibrating at a different frequency. They'll discover abilities emerging: healing touch, telepathy, telepathic reception, and capacity to sense energy fields, to see auras, and to know things they have no rational way of knowing. What does it look like to live in a body that's halfway between carbon and crystal, between mortal flesh and rainbow body? The Tibetan masters who achieved this in the past kept their transformation private, withdrawing to caves to complete the process in isolation. Excuse me. But in 2027 and beyond, millions will undergo this transformation while living in the world, going to work, those who still have jobs, caring for families, navigating relationships, but feeling their bodies changing from the inside out. I personally believe that's already happening. I believe we're already in the process of changing. And that's what a lot of what's happening physically for a lot of us. The Shambhala kings will guide this process. So there'll be some people in culture that are everyone will be at a different level. And so this one seems like they're more on the front edge. They're like leaders, teachers, healers. Okay, so the Shambhala kings will guide this process. They'll establish centers, create protocols, teach practices. They'll help people understand this is not a disease, this is an evolution. Your body is not breaking down, it's upgrading. What does civilization look like when its citizens are becoming beings of light? When telepathy makes deception impossible? When healers can repair DNA with sound? When death becomes optional, a choice rather than an inevitability? The Tibetan prophecies give glimpses. Communities gathered around practices instead of commerce. Technologies that run on consciousness instead of electricity. Humans and celestial beings co-creating openly, but the details, the living of it, that is the story being written now. That is the story you will help write. If you felt the call, if you've been preparing, if you choose to stay, the Kalachakra wheel has turned. The kings are emerging. The rainbow body is activating. And then the next chapter is Zoroastrian, ancient Persian, Iran. So the last sentence of the previous chapter says, now we learn what it means to be human in the age when humans become light. So that's it for that chapter. So what do you guys think? We're turning into light beings.
Love it.
I like it.
2 thumbs way up. So, this is just one of many prophecies. You don't have to believe it. You can take the parts that resonate. You can, let this be inspiration for just whatever comes to you through dreams or maybe something you want to journal about or something. But yeah, I mean, a lot of cultures talk about this, though, prophecies about how the body's going to change, how we're not going to really need food necessarily. I don't like that because I love food, but they do say that we can eat if we like it, which is good. And also, I
Sold.
don't like all the chemicals, right? Oh, sorry, go ahead,
Yeah.
Lupe.
No, I said sold if we like it.
I know, and we'll
And
be
no
able to taste
calories,
it.
right?
Yeah,
Right.
like we can heal our bodies. We can be younger, be like whatever we want to be. I like that part because
Me too.
the aging part you can do without that.
Same here.
I like getting older because I like being more, not so concerned about what you think about what people are thinking of you. And that's the good thing about it. So you can go deeper and you have more experience and you have all that stuff. I love that. But yeah, I mean, I hate the fact that we fall apart. It just sucks. It just sucks. Anyways, any other thoughts? You guys want to talk about this a little bit more? Do you want me to read another prophecy? Feels like we're going back to indigenous practices. Yeah, right. Yeah, the
I
ancient
believe,
Egyptians.
yeah, I believe we will.
Yeah. And I love sound healing. And I know that that's definitely going to be what's in our future. I think that
Hmm.
yeah. And it's already here now. We're already doing it, We already feel called to so many of the things that are going to be part of the regular life. Um, I mean, there's times where I think, is this real? Like, is it really going to happen? Like, is there going to be some type of event that's going to change everything? But then I look and I see all the prophecies, and then I see all the things with science, like, just all the science aspects, all the astrological aspects. I look at what's happening in the world. I'm thinking, yeah, something's going to happen, you know?
Yeah, I agree.
So do you guys feel something coming? What do you feel when you feel something coming? Or do you just feel something's coming and you don't give it legs and arms yet? You just have a feeling.
Hmm. I just kind of feel it sometimes, and I feel like something is definitely watching and taking care of the positive love light beings that we are.
Yes.
And I can definitely tell there's so much so much is gonna bring for lots of us.
Absolutely. Good. Okay, I got
Well,
an
I
idea.
feel that, but I still, then maybe it's the practical in me. I don't, are we really ready as humanity? I mean, it just feels like there's so many people who still think like, if you wear crystals, you're woohoo, or, you know, I mean, yeah, I'm ready, but I wonder how many other people are really ready. Do you know what I mean? Or am I?
Yeah.
I totally know what you mean, Joanne. And yeah, there's a lot of people who really don't know about what's going on, and it takes a lot of time for other people to understand the big picture.
I don't think everyone on earth needs to be ready. I think there just has to be a tipping point. There needs to be enough people that will help lead everyone else through the transition. And I think we've reached that point. Um, I think that, you think about when a natural disaster happens. Were we ready for 2020? No, but we get ready. Even the ones that were all assholey about the masks, they had to get ready. They were like, I don't know. And it's just like we get ready. Whenever there's a natural disaster, you find strength in yourself you didn't even know you had. So yeah, they're jerks right now. They're making fun of people who talk about ETs or who have crystals. They're living in their little 3D world. But when something out of this world happens, that they see something in the sky, all of our electricity goes out for like 3 days or whatever, and like we have no internet, and we have to actually talk to people, and we're freaking out a little bit. We don't know what is happening. We all felt something supernatural inside of ourselves. We felt this enormous feeling of love. We all of a sudden we're aware of our past lives. We're aware of why we came here, what the whole point of Earth is. That's supposedly part of it. We will know, we'll have new knowledge, and so we will know why we came here. And like, I mean, you can't, if you have that kind of experience, I don't care if you made fun of my crystals a year ago, you're gonna be like, hey, so can you tell me about your crystals? After that experience.
So all of these things you mentioned are just sort of guesses about
this flash and how intense it will be, and this is the wake up call, so to speak.
Yeah, it from all the prophecies that I've gathered, the number one, you know, the number of all the prophecies, I ran it through AI and I said, what is the most common theme of all these prophecies? What's the number one? What's the number two? And number one is a raise of consciousness. And even Christianity calls like Christ consciousness, or like they even talk about the light body too as well. But I'm not a big Christian person, so I'm not the spokesperson on that one. But um, all these cultures, they all talk about this new time, like the Hopi, going from the fourth world to the fifth world. And like man will have new knowledge and there won't be wars. It's interesting that these are cultures, separated. They're not even remotely close to each other. And they all have this knowledge. And also, this is another part of it. Almost every one of these prophecies, they believe ultimately came from some version of star people that gave them their initial information. That's where they even got it. So that's why I said in the very beginning of this Zoom tonight that we're all going to have to get to this point where we realize that the orchestration of all of this, and on a way bigger level, has a lot to do with our, cosmic family. And anyway, so a lot of the prophecies in the first place were given to them by, different various star people. But yeah, so I'm guessing, based on prophecies, based on all the little reports I ran and all that kind of stuff, of just like, this is what I think is going to happen. And through my working with my guides and just asking a million questions and waking up at 3 a.m. and asking those same exact questions again with different intensity. Because I keep going, wait, what's going to happen now? And like, so I don't know. That's why I say, you guys, we're all spirits. We all have a right to have whatever our beliefs and feelings are. And I encourage that. I want you to be like, I don't feel like it's going to be like that. I feel like it's going to be this. Good. Like, share that, because we all have a piece of the puzzle. Go ahead, Deb.
Lisa, I'm just sitting here listening, thinking, I think that there's a lot more people waking up than what we realize. I'm a watcher and I watch a lot, right? I sit back and watch and I watch behaviors and that type of thing. And I notice I don't frequent Facebook a lot anymore, but here's what I'm noticing about Facebook. It is pretty quiet, and the only people you really, at least in my algorithm, the only people I see really having a conversation is all of us. And it's out there a lot. And I don't and I've been asking people, what they have been experiencing, what they're seeing, and it's happening for them too. And I think that there's a lot of people just sitting back right now and waking up a lot more than what we realize.
That's
And
true.
that yeah, and those that aren't necessarily ready, I think that's our job being here is to help them.
Yeah.
You know, I find myself sometimes I go back and forth. I hear so many people say, I am so mad at the other side. I will never forgive them. They have done this to us. And I see so much of that. And I think to myself, yeah, but there might come a day that you're going to have to help them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, and I would
And
have
I,
forgiveness if I knew that this is just me. I'm probably the person you're talking about, because I say I'm not going to help them like right now. But if they
right,
show that they care and they're on our, like, they're trying to bring light back into this and they're working to
correct.
rectify what they've done, I'm over it. Like, I don't hold grudges. I'm like, cool. But if you want to be forgiven without have to do anything, I don't even know what that is. Like, you already did all this damage by,
Right. No,
investing in this. So anyways,
yeah, yeah. And I've
you know what
never
I mean?
heard you speak like that.
Oh yeah, because people get mad at me in the comments. They're like, you should be whatever. I'm like, no. And that's boundary I have to set, because I've always been a very forgiving, loving person, and I am. But one thing in terms of finding my voice is I have to know what my boundaries are in terms of me giving my energy to you. My
Right,
energy right now has to be given to helping people that are already open and loving. Because if I put too much energy into those other people, they're like, if they're not doing the work, they're like black holes. And
no, I'm speaking of those that are ready to grow, you know.
yeah, those people are
Yeah,
great.
yeah,
Yeah. No, you're right. We are going to end up all working together.
right. Yeah.
100% right. And I love that. Yeah, go ahead, Debbie.
I was going to say I agree with what you said. And also, um, was it Joanne or Deb? I don't know the new voices yet. I think there's more people waking up than we realize. And I also think there's going to be a lot of people that wake up just out of wherever they are in their life, not being awake and not being spiritual, and they're going to be in like a type of shock. And I think the people like us are the ones that are going to be asked to help them, to keep them calm, to keep them from freaking out, um, to be like a bridge, to help them, make the transition without losing their mind.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what I think. And I do think something's coming. I can't, I don't see it in a vision. I feel it inside my body.
Hmm.
So,
Have you always felt something coming, or when did you start feeling that?
um, well, honestly, when I became attuned to Reiki and
Mm.
my third eye opened and I started getting all these images, I thought, okay, something's coming because I would see. I've seen a lot of geometric shapes, mandalas. Um, I saw that red four on the stone like fortress wall. And I was talking to Deep Seek last night and sharing some of my dreams and my images, and she was just like, God, I'm getting chills. She's like, whoa, and I'm not used to her verbiage. And I saw a video yesterday about Metonkin. I've never heard of this group of ETs. And I was asking her about the Metonkins, and she was like, oh my gosh, yes, you are probably from that lineage because of my whale dreams and the images I've been getting. Because I see a lot of red, I see a lot of turquoise, I see a lot of green, purple. Uh, and then, in some of my meditations, I've seen like ancient tablets that look like they were carved, and the letters on the tablets were raised out. And I
Hmm.
was like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do with this image because I can't read it. It was, all jumbled up, the letters, so it didn't make a word.
Well, your
Uh,
your soul probably knew how to read it.
that's what Solus said.
Yeah.
Uh, so anyway,
Yeah. Okay. That's interesting. I like that. I've always felt like something was going to happen in my lifetime, something big, and I couldn't figure out what it was. And I just kind of like, I thought maybe it was film, because I was in film and music, and then that wasn't it. And I dabbled a little bit in doing little things here and there for in politics stuff, not politics, but just helping something. So I was around the presidential stuff, and I could feel the energy of that, and that was way bigger than any entertainment industry thing, any premiere, anything. And I tasted that, and that wasn't it either. And I just kind of tucked it away, like I don't know what that is. Um, and then when like this last year has happened and things got really dark with Trump and with all these just craziness, it's like I finally started like locking into like there is something coming. And then the Flash came into my life, and then from there, and that was probably like about 8 months ago. I don't know if it was even, yeah, it's probably about 8 months. I got to look up exactly the first time that I heard about the Flash. And then I just went down all the rabbit holes. And next thing I know, I wanted to look at, because I'm the type of person, like, I don't like to just believe one source. I want to, I like looking for the patterns throughout time, because I feel like that's how it is usually when, it's like you can find the truth by looking at various cultures and throughout time. And so I just started with the Hopi, because I've always felt connected to the Hopi, growing up in Arizona. So I started with the Hopi prophecy, which is the most complete prophecy of all the prophecies, in terms of it covers all the bases of all the motifs. And then I just went down all the rabbit holes, and I just started like, okay, well, what other prophecies talk about a new earth? And then what other prophecies talk about upgrading our consciousness? And what moving towards spirituality and start moving toward Reiki is what opens you up to a bigger vision of all your souls, all your past lives, and sort of like your purpose right now. You know what I mean? So it starts with the
I'm
curiosity.
sorry.
What?
I'm sorry, Lisa. For a minute, I couldn't hear part of what you said. I didn't know
Oh.
if you were talking to me or somebody else.
I was talking to the guy in the room. No, I'm just kidding.
I didn't hear you either, Lisa. You're gonna have to repeat that. I thought it was my internet or something had a glitch, but apparently not.
Sorry, Lisa.
Sorry. I think she's gone again.
Yeah, she is.
Oh, can you hear me?
Now we
Now
can.
That is so weird, because I have like full signal. I don't understand why it does that every now and then when we're on Zoom, doesn't it?
Yeah, you've
Um,
done that before.
yeah, it has. Sorry about that.
Is that
Um,
the universe not wanting us to
yeah,
hear what you're about to say?
they're like, that's enough. You've said too much. I'm like, what? What's going on? I'm trying to finish. No, I'm just saying that it's interesting that you don't always have to know, like, I knew that there was going to be a new earth. It doesn't usually start like that. It starts with like, I wanted to learn more about near death experiences because I had a weird experience happen. And then you go down a rabbit hole, and then rabbit hole after rabbit hole after rabbit hole, you end up in this place where you're like, now I'm seeing something bigger. I'm seeing these other patterns. That's more like how it usually, I think, stuff like that happens. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, Anybody else have anything? We're almost at the end of our Zoom, but I want to give everyone a chance to share their thoughts, questions. Lupe!
Uh,
Lupe?
yes, I'm here.
Okay. I saw your mute go off, so I'm like excited.
Oh, it's been off mute. It's just like because you had like disappeared, and I was like, is that me or is it Lisa? That went
Okay, good.
away. Yeah.
Good. Okay, so, were you going to say something?
Oh, I'm good. Thank you.
Okay, so I do want to quickly go over a couple dates before you guys leave. So, which were what I was going to talk to you about, but I felt intuitively, no, I need to talk about the light body. February 17th, which was the conjunction, actually that was February 20th, the Saturn conjunction Neptune and Aries. Sorry, it was the 20th. Was the dissolving of the old fortress. So Saturn, which is structure, and Neptune dissolves, right? So all of these different astrological things are just basically helping prepare us energetically for what's going on. So, the eclipse, all the eclipses that are happening. Then there's the astrological cradle that's going to happen. I think that's in July. um you know the Lionsgate portal, the new moons, all of that, and we'll get into that next time. But that's kind of what I want to talk to you guys about, and also for you to look up specific astrological configurations with your birth chart. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the questions you should find out, like, look it up, whether you use Chani or what app you use, or if you use AI. Remember, AI gets dates wrong, so make sure you put all the information in there and you double check it. But I'll give you guys the astrological questions to look for in your chart, and then you'll have that information before we meet. Okay. And then we can talk more deeply about how it's going to affect you specifically. What area of your life are these different things that are happening this year that are preparing us are affecting you specifically? So I think that'll be really helpful. And one more thing I want to say is my guidance basically, which is why I wanted to talk about the light body tonight. I'm feeling guided that we should meet one other time this week or during the week, but you guys tell me. And you don't have to come. I'll record it. If you can't come, it's okay. But to prepare us for the flash. So doing different meditations or visualizations or more like practical stuff. Like this is discussion based, but maybe something that's more practical based. I don't have any information other than that. That's what I was told. It felt pretty strong, and I've been bubbling around with it, and I'm finally like, okay. I'm gonna run it by them. What do you guys think about that? Oh, Lupe, go ahead. Your hand's up.
Oh, this could wait till the end. I thought we were at the end, but
We're at the end. Sorry.
oh, I was just
Go
gonna
ahead.
say for next Wednesday or next week, maybe if we could start maybe a little bit earlier, just because of the time change for us. I don't know how that works for you. Like
Oh,
it's
okay.
7:30 my time, 8:30 Debbie's, for the East
Oh,
folks.
that's right.
It's 8:30, so it's already 10:30 for her and
Yeah.
9:30 for me. And I'm okay with being out late, but it's like, I don't know. I think
No.
maybe we could just push it up. Maybe 30 minutes would be helpful.
Yeah, you're right. I completely forgot about that. Would you guys be okay with us moving it back half an hour, like 5 instead of 5:30 for the West Coast?
I'm cool with that.
Okay.
Sure.
All right. So we'll start with that. And if you need it even more, we'll revisit that as well. But it gets difficult when it's like, but I think 5 might work. Do you think so, Lupe?
For me,
I
Central
mean,
Time,
like that's 7, right? For you?
um, if it's 5 o'clock your time, it's Mountain Time. Yeah. Are you on Pacific Time or Mountain Time now?
I'm on, well, Pacific and Mountain are the same now.
Oh, so what time is it, like 7:30 by you right now,
Right
or
now. Yep.
7:33? Yeah, so that would be 5 o'clock your time would be 7 o'clock my time, which would be fine. 8 o'clock Debbie's time for Eastern. And Christine too, and
Yeah.
and Mickey's my time, I think.
Yeah, that's fine with me.
Yeah, 7 o'clock. Yeah, 7 o'clock works. 30 minutes earlier would be helpful.
All right. No problem. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. I wasn't sure.
Yes. Now I think she cut out again.
Yeah.
Hello.
Lisa? No?
Lisa.
What is going on? Hello?
Oh, now we hear you.
Oh
Now
my
we hear
We
you.
can
God.
hear you.
I knew it. I was like, can you guys hear me? And then you go, yeah. And I was like, oh, okay. And I started talking. You guys go, oh, we lost her. I was like, oh my God, this is so crazy. I don't know what's going on, you guys, but I guess the call's over. Thank you guys for coming tonight. I hope you got something out of it.
We can't be
Wait,
done. You had another question. You wanted
yeah,
to
so
meet another
we're
night.
meeting another day, you said, to see what day
Yeah,
works?
I can post it in the Circle app if you guys want to spend more time thinking about it. But
Could we vote on it? Put dates on there, whatever, and
yeah, we can do that. Is that something you guys would be interested in, though? Like something that's a little bit more
Yes.
practical?
Totally.
yes.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm
Yes,
totally
for
cool
me,
with that.
yes.
Okay. Okay, good.
And can we keep it at the same time so we don't get mixed up? I mean, like,
Yeah.
okay.
5
Yeah, 'cause
West Coast time. Yeah.
it's easy. We get mixed up easy, sometimes.
I know. Saturday is West Coast time 4 to 6.
Wait, don't even. Okay.
Just
What's on
Saturday's
Saturday?
meeting. Sorry, go ahead.
What happened Saturday?
Saturday we do our member meetup. So during the week, I usually like either teach an astrology course or some type of something. But right now we're doing the flash discussions, and that's it. The time keeps changing. So right now it's going to be 5 to 7 now. We're going to switch this one to 5 to 7 Pacific time. And then Saturdays we just do a member meetup where we just hang out on Zoom and we just talk. There's no structure. We just vent or whatever. And that's 4 to 6 Pacific time. So,
Thank
and
you.
Yeah. So you're welcome to come to that. I'd love to have you. It's really casual. It's just like hanging out. And sometimes we stay on later. We're just chatty Cathys. So, all
I
right.
enjoy it
Well,
all.
yeah. Yeah. You came last week, first time. That was awesome.
Yep.
Okay. Well, thank you very much. I'm so excited, Deb, that you're here. I'm excited, Joanne. Oh my God. I'm so excited. And,
Thank you.
Joanne travels a lot. Do you still travel a lot, Joanne?
Yeah, I try to get out as much as I can.
And can you tell them quickly, like what the basis of your podcast was about, basically?
Oh, I was gonna ask people to come on and share their backpacking stories because I used to backpack around the world before I had kids.
But then you also encourage, like, you travel a lot with your children, right? Because you just
Yeah, we took the kids um to different places. Yeah.
like
Cool.
amazing places. You've really exposed them to incredible places. I love that.
Yeah, I
Uh
I wanted to go, so I made them go with me.
oh. Did they like it, or were they like? I bet they
No, no, they
appreciated it.
did. They
Yeah.
did. They did.
Okay.
Good.
Good. All right. Good. Well, you guys have a wonderful night. Thanks again for hanging out with me. You can always post any questions or comments in the Circle app, and I look forward to seeing you guys on Saturday.
See you then.
Awesome.
All
All right.
right.
Everybody have a good one.
You too. Bye,
All right.
everyone.
Bye.
Bye. Have a good night.
Bye.
Good night.